Oh dear. Well, friends and neighbors, boys and girls, I think it is time for the BanjerDan's show number 4, Shelter at Home edition. Still learning my way around the YouTube and the Facebook stuff, friends, and still just dealing with technical issues. So help me out, bear in mind, or just give me a sec. The words I was looking for before was bear with me, friends. So here we are. As usual, I can only see you if you make a comment. I can see on YouTube I've already got 3 people watching. 2 of them are me. Hi, Mary. So hopefully you can hear. I got some advice about making sure that my right hand and left hand are visible, although it cuts off the hat a little bit. And I also got some feedback about the sound quality on these videos, which is just using the built-in microphone and camera on my Mac notebook, and apparently it's not as good as it could be. And therefore, I'm probably going to buy myself a microphone really soon, a little blue mic that can plug in there, maybe even a camera. And I will have to toggle back and forth between YouTube and Facebook, friends. So make your comments so that I know you're there. Hello, Bonnie. Sounds good. All right. What's that say? We could use a little. I can't even read that. Help doing hours. Yes. I saw Steve Key did a show online today. He played one of my numbers. Longer you live, the more people you're gonna see die. Longer you live, the more tears you're gonna cry. That was pretty interesting, I have to admit. And that said, friends, join me in a rousing round of wow, banjos rock. Wow, banjos rock! Sucking the Corn by Earl Scruggs. That Bonnie again. You can tell. Well, I have to actually look at this with these readers on, Bonnie. It says, you can tell me later, but does this stream through your Facebook too? I set it up apparently on my my personal page. I have not been able to get it to work on the BanjerDan page, and someday I will correct all these errors. Well, happy April Fool's Day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is the 1st of April. Beautiful spring day, early in the spring, and we sociable humans are expected to not groom ourselves and also not to congregate at all. Seems pretty unnatural. I'd like people. I'd like to see more of them. Well, I'll tell you the story about a burglar man who went to rob a house. He crept in through the back door, quiet as a mouse, thinking about the money that he would steal. As under the bed he lay, he certainly saw a sight that night that made his hair turn gray. After a while, an old widow came in. I'm so tired, she said, thinking everything was just all right. She didn't look under her bed. Out came her teeth on her big glass eye, and the hair came off of her head. That burglar man had 19 fits as he crept out from under the bed. That widow grabbed a pistol and to the burglar man said, young man, if you don't marry me, I'll blow off the top of your head. Look to the left, look to the right, saw no place for to scoot. So he turned to the widow standing there and said, woman, for the Lord's sake, shoot. And there you go. I see someone else join the discussion here. I will shamelessly grab my readers and say, Debbie Annan, how you doing? Woohoo! Yes, indeed. Suits and ties or Blackberry Blossom, please. Well, Suits and Ties isn't exactly a novelty song, is it? Although it does have a funny line in it. Debbie's husband, John, is an engineer, and he made himself all kinds of doodads to add to the banjo, like a little rest to keep his hand off the bridge, I think it was. And then he also had a banjo that had a really high, like 5th string capo or something, or it was built on, it was a 5-string banjo but it was built on a classical guitar body. And he had one of those capos way up here. It was incredible. So I got to tune this up, folks. A perfect opportunity, because I know someone is going to say, Dan, you don't pitch your stuff properly on the YouTube and the Facebook. You're supposed to be letting people know that you have a Venmo account. Venmo, I'm at Dan-Mazer-1 on Venmo. And in case your screen turns the thing around the way mine does, this shows through the white piece of paper so you can see Venmo at Dan-Mazer-1. Here we go. Now I'm Kilroy. And Kilroy also says BanjerDan is on PayPal at his email address, dan@banjerdan.net. On PayPal, dan@banjerdan.net. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much for Ma and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Well, I never blamed him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. He must have thought it was quite a joke. I got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks, and it seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I get red, and some guy'd laugh and I bust his head. I'll tell you friends, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. And I made a vow to the moon and the stars, I'd search the honky tonks and the bars and kill the man that gave me that awful name. I was in Gatlinburg in mid-July. I just hit town and my throat was dry, so I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. In an old saloon on a street of mud, there at the table, dealing studs, sat the dirty, mangy dog that made me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mama had. I knew the scar on his cheek and I knew his evil eye. He was thin and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood run cold. And I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die, biatch." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and he cut off a piece of my ear. So I busted a chair across his teeth, and we crashed through the door and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Let me tell you, friends, I fought tougher men. I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh and I heard him cuss. He went for his gun, but I got mine first. And he stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son, this world was rough, so if a man's got to make it, he's got to be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die. It's that name that's helped to make you strong." He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight. I know you hate me. You've got the right to kill me now. I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me once before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, because I'm the no-good son of a bitch that named you Sue." In pool, that would be called slop. Well, what could I do, friends? What could I do? I got all choked up and I put down my gun. I called him a paw and he called me a son, and I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, you know, I think I'm going to name him Bill or George or any damn name but Sue. There you go, friends. A boy named Sue. Another novelty number for you. Speaking of novelty, I have to pick up my glasses every time now to look at whatever you have said. Not groom ourselves. What? Yep, suits and ties are Blackberry Blossom. Oh, message retracted. Okay, that's fine. Folks, I'm going to switch from viewing YouTube to, I am now on Facebook. Rob Hinkle, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you since I moved west. Oh, Focus Music streaming at Facebook. I will look at that later because I'm in the middle of something. Hello, Lily. You love all songs. Well, if you got one that you like better than others, you let me know. Mads, how you doing? How are you? All the way in Sydney. Oh, I'll do you a song about the Burning Man for sure. And Mary McKinley, how you doing? Spellman, yes, good to see you. Love Johnny Cash, that's my favorite song. Cool Beans. Hi, Scott. Hi, Angela Martin, Lee Cali. All right, so fiddle players, we got a lot of good friends here. On Facebook, it looks like I got no head, like it's cutting me off at the face, and some people might prefer that. I don't know, but I'm going to leave this camera where it is. And I also see that, hi, Donnie. All right. So, I'm going to keep up with the Flattened Scruggs for a minute. Do a song for my old buddy Mud. He always loved this song from Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, and he prevailed upon me to learn it. So bear in mind that the chorus at the beginning and the end is sung by the whole band, and then the couplets in the middle, the verses, Lester sings the first two lines and Earl sings the second, which will be pretty apparent from the lyric, okay? Pearl, 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 come let us see our girl. Do you still look so divine? Are you still our Valentine? Come and let us see our darling Pearl. Pearl, 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 don't give your love to Earl. I have got a horse and mule, 40 acres near a school. We will be as happy as two bugs. Pearl, 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 oh come and be my girl. Don't you marry Lester Flatt, he slicks his hair with possum fat. Change your name to Mrs. Earl Scruggs. Pearl, 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 don't give your love to Earl. This here man is such a sap, he won't hold you on his lap unless you are an old 5-string banjo. Pearl, 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 he's nutty as a squirrel. If you say you'll be my wife, hugs and kisses will be our life, just like Juliet and Romeo. Pearl, 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 come let us see our girl. Are you still our Valentine? Do you still look so divine? Come and let us see our darling Pearl. Oh man, it's so good to see all you guys. What strings am I using? This is actually, I've got the Bela Flex set on right now that I picked up at the Blue Ridge Banjo Camp. I can show you that right now. Thanks to all those good folks, Bela and everybody at the Banjo Camp. This is one of the swag that they got, into which I have put coffee. I see folks on the other. Lisa Husted, how you doing? Oh my word, Winter Hawk days. Well, friends, it is April Fool's Day, and I have promised to do a bunch of novelty songs today. And you can't do novelty songs without a nod to the master, the great, the mighty Tom Lehrer. I'll move to guitar for this one, maybe for a couple. Maybe three. I mean, you really can't stop me unless you all write onto the Facebook and YouTube comments page saying, "We demand you return to the banjo." This is my friend Mary, who requested this one. Spring is here, spring is here. Life is Skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. La-dee-da-dee-da. Everybody sway along. What a beautiful spring, cooped up inside. We've gained in notoriety and caused much anxiety at the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety, and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park. And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine that we feed to a pigeon. Just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Thank you, PETA. Thank you, Audubon Society. People are leaving in droves. I'm sure you'll drink to that. Hey, Jay Gibson, good to see you. A whiskey in the jar right now. Okay, Scott. Whiskey in the jar. Mud. Okay, you got that, brother. I'd say this counts as a novelty song. Some of you hippies might know this one from Jerry Garcia and David Grisman, but I know it from my days in the Jackstraws when I was a pirate at SeaWorld of California and other places. I was riding over Kilgara Mountain. I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. First produced my pistol, and I then produced my rapier, saying, "Stand and deliver, for I am your bold deceiver." Wish a ring on a door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. He counted out his money, and it made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore she never would betray me. But the devil take that woman, for she never could be easy. Wish a ring on a door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went up to my chamber, all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and sure it was no wonder. But Jenny took my charges and filled them up with water, then sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Wish a ring on a door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. A lot of slop there, folks. Next morning, bright and early, I arose to take my travel. Up stepped a brace of footmen, and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced my pistol, for she'd stolen away my rapier, but I could not shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Push a ring on the door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. If anyone could save me, it's my brother in the army. If I could learn his station in Cork or in Killarney, we could get together and go roaming in Kilkenny. And I wage he'd treat me better than that darling sporting Jenny. Wish a ring on door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Wish a ring on door-rum-da. Back fall the daddy-o, back fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Yes, Angela. Yo, you like that? Thank you. Thank you. All right. I am going to switch to my YouTube screen now, friends, so I can see comments on the other page. And there are a few of them. Hey, Mary. Yes. Do I know? May the bird of paradise fly up your nose. I do not know that one. Good song, though. I'm going to do one that was written by my friend Mary over there. Being stuck at home with the COVID-19 scare, and I hope you all are remaining safe and healthy, but being stuck at home does give us time to reflect on everything we got. Most of us can look around very crowded and cluttered little domiciles, or big domiciles. We can all look around and say, man, we have things we don't need. Mary and I attended a class many years ago called Financial Peace. And the teacher of that referred to stuffitis as the American disease. My friend Mary wrote a song about it. Allow me to enlighten all y'all. Well, I got stuff all over the place, so much stuff. My home is a disgrace. I'd like my friends to come over and see my brand new toys, but not until I find a way to put away all this stuff. I'm alone in a crowded room with all this. You know, I could get buried alive soon. My gadgets and designer goods are piled from wall to wall. I guess I'd better find some storage boxes at the mall. Or better yet, I'll see the bank about a house expansion. I really wish that I could qualify to buy a mansion. so I could fill it with stuff. Purple shoes and teddy bears and rhinestone rings and imitation antique chairs and shelves so tall to hold it all for everyone to see. But I'm a giant box of bills, they're all addressed to me. For all this stuff, yeah, I could work until I'm dead. But give or take a decimal, I'll still be in the red. So put me on that treadmill, for what else can I do? Except to buy myself some treats when working hours are through. Or better yet, I'll see the bank about a house expansion. I really wish that I could qualify to buy a mansion. That's right, friends. I can safely say that we all have stuff. We've all got more stuff than we need, or I need. I say that with confidence because if you are able to be on a computer watching me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 6 in the evening back east, then life is pretty good. You can probably look around and see knickknacks on your shelves. You can see things that you've kept for a long time. You don't really need anymore, but you keep them because they're your stuff. In my case, I actually have LP records. Yes, I do. I haven't had a working turntable in possibly 20 years. I'm not going to get rid of my LP records because they're among my most precious stuff. Now, I know that you're out there, friends. I see that there's 6 people watching on YouTube, which can be 5 of them are not me. So if one of you on YouTube, please, in the comments section, just write one thing that you don't need that's stuff. Confess your stuff unto me, my children, my friends, my nabobs, my frangs. Someone on YouTube, come on now. Do you have something you don't need? Write it down for me. Let me know. Let's see. MJ Jalot says thank you. No, that's different. Well, because I can't keep playing one pattern forever, I'm just going to move on. Because I do have those LP records. I have other things I'm not going to get rid of. You don't need the antique box. There you go. Thank you. But we're not going to get rid of it. And you know why we're not going to get rid of our stuff? You know why? You know why? You know why we are never going to get rid of our stuff? I'm glad you asked. And I'll tell you why. Because it's never enough. Call me strange. Call me deranged. But I need my stuff. And also your spare change. See, I have to pay the company to turn back on the lights so I can watch the new TV I bought the other night on American Express. Or better yet, I'll see the bank about a house expansion. I really wish that I could qualify to buy a mansion. There we go. What's it say there on YouTube? I see some comments coming in. Glassware shining in the windows, the cabinets, the shelves, the glassware. Exactly, Debbie. Meaning the antique books you carried around. You don't need them. Bonnie says lots of books. So I'm making a tree library today. Well, there you go. A tree library. Very good. I found old mileage records from long ago, and I have a gap in them, which really kills me. But I have like 87, 90, 1990. Then it jumps to 1998 or 97. And then I have, I think, all the years since then, and I can start tracing my adventures and trying to remember some of the things that have happened to me. Quite a few things have happened. And I finally had to leave the big city, friends. I didn't know that I was following my friend Steve Key all the way to San Luis Obispo County. But when I got here, I found it's just about the most beautiful place I've ever been. People are lovely. There's not a lot of bluegrass here, so unlike DC, there's not a lot of competition for banjo playing. It's also semi-rural out here. I live in the country. Lucky enough to do that. And I've been able to absorb a little bit of small town life. And even though I am not from a small town, neither was Tom Lehrer, and yet he wrote this song that I think definitely fits. And to any of you who were raised in small towns, or if you're listening from a small town right now, I salute you. I really have again to go back once again, back to the place where no one wears a frown, to see what's more the super special, just plain folks in my hometown. No fellow could ignore the little girl next door. She sure looks sweet in her first evening gown. Now there's a charge on what she used to give for free in my hometown. I remember Sam, the druggist on the corner. He was never mean or ornery, he was swell. He killed his mother-in-law and ground her up real well, and sprinkled just a bit over each banana split. Oh yeah. The guy who taught us math, who never took a bath, inspired a certain measure of renown. And after school, he sold the most amazing pictures in my hometown. That fellow was no fool who taught our Sunday school, and neither was our kindly Parson Brown. Better leave this next line out just to be on the safe side in my hometown. I remember Dan, BanjerDan. He was the village idiot, and though it seems a pity it was so, he loved to burn down houses just to watch the glow. And nothing could be done because he was the mayor's son, the guy who took a knife and monogrammed his wife and dropped her in the pond and watched her drown. Oh yes, indeed, the people there were just plain folks in my hometown. There you go, friends. Small town life. Atascadero, I'm sure, has its share of similar stories. I'm going to move back to the banjo, friends, because it's easier to play. I want to send this one out to my big sister, Ellen, who might or might not be watching or listening. The first people I ever actually heard play guitar in my life were my big brothers and big sister. And Ellen used to sing me this song when I was just a little tyke. Old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had a yellow cat that wouldn't leave his home. He tried and he tried to give the cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. Just a dry cough, not COVID. They thought it was a goner, but the cat came back. just wouldn't stay away. He gave it to a man going up in a balloon. He said, "Mister, take this cat to the man in the moon." They untied the ropes and the balloon sailed so far away. And what happened to that man, no one can say. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, they thought it was a goner, but the cat came back, it just wouldn't stay away. He gave it to a boy with a $1 note. He said, "Kid, give this cat a ride in a boat." They tied a rock around its neck. It must have weighed 10 pounds. And now they drag the river for that little boy who drowned. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought it was a goner, but the cat came back. It just wouldn't stay away. The man around the corner swore he'd shoot that cat on sight. He loaded up his shotgun with nails and dynamite. He waited and he waited for the cat to come around. 97 pieces of that man was all they found. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought it was a goner, but the cat came back. It just wouldn't stay away. The A-bomb fell just the other day. The H-bomb fell in the very same way. Russia went, China went, and then the USA. The human race was wiped out. End of the Anthropocene. Not even a chance to pray. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, they thought it was a goner. But the cat came back, just wouldn't stay away. The cat came back, friends. I will take another sip of my coffee here. It's getting pretty apparent that the beard is going to have to be trimmed. The CDC is probably going to recommend it pretty soon, and it's starting to interfere with the sight of my Burning Man pendant, and it's starting to fluff out. So at least I want to get it thinned out. But my question to all y'all, and you can answer this in the comments section on YouTube and Facebook, should I just take the whole damn thing off and start again, or should I just trim it back and make it look, neater and shaped, kind of a little more elegant, something like that. So you let me know. Take the whole thing off, or trim it up and just make it look neater. Oh my gosh. I guess I need to remind you every now and then. It's been about an hour. My Venmo page, at DanMazer1, at Dan-Mazer-1. And in case your thing turns it around like mine does, there it is, correctly. As you know, many musicians have lost, as well as other gig workers, we've all lost our means of making a living for the next several months, who knows. So I hope that you can contribute a little bit to my PayPal and keep me going, keep me in food and diapers. And also that I'm very much aware that there are other musicians out there who are also hungry and also have lost their means of support. So please be sure to spread around the love, and as much as I don't need the money, but the people that I owe the money to need it really bad. But make sure that other musicians also get a share as well. I know you love me, but there are other musicians who need the love as well, okay? Another novelty song? Sure, why not? I was in a band called J.B. Beverly and the Wayward Drifters for several years. One day, JB came over and he was complaining about how he wasn't able to get a loan. And they said they wouldn't give him a loan. They said, "What do you have for collateral?" He said, "I don't have any collateral." They said, "We can't give you a loan." He said, "Why do you think I need the money?" So I said, "Well, stop complaining about it, but write a song in the style of Jimmy Rogers." And he said, "Okay, but you got to help." And so JB and I wrote this one together before they get those cuffs on me. I woke up early on Monday. I had to go to town. I went to pick up a few things and take a look around. The sun was shining brightly. The birds sang a sweet song. It was such a lovely day, I thought that nothing could go wrong. Till I walked into my local bank, hit myself some cash. Clerk said, "No siree, Mr. Beverly, you're flat on your ass." The judge sent me a letter. The sheriff's after you, 'cause you haven't made a payment, boy, since 1992. So I reached across the counter, and I grabbed him by his tie. He hit me with a stapler, so I blackened both his eyes. I grabbed that judge's letter, and I tore it to the floor. And I grabbed up all the money and walked right out the door. I pulled into my driveway, not a soul in sight. When I came back out, that's when I saw those red and blue flashing lights. I reached for my rifle as the sheriff grabbed his gun, and I laid that bastard on the ground, and I started on the road. So now the law is after me. I'm facing lots of time, but I gotta take a stand before they hang me for my crime. You might call me a simple man because I hold a grudge, but before they get those cuffs on me, I'm going to kill that judge. There you go. I'm going to toggle back to the Facebook page and see what comments I've got there. Thank you, YouTube friends. Facebook, hi. Well, hey there, Nikki. How are you, darling? Good to see you. I'm going to read some comments here. Scott. Yes, I did say Bela's banjo strings. Brian Tackett, how you doing, buddy? Millie. Oh, Millie, how you doing, sweetie? I haven't seen you in so long. I will do the song about, you want me to do the sad stuff? Tom Anger, do your party where I got stung on the eye by the hornets. Herb and Hansen was the main act there. Sharon, how you doing? Scott, don't need the ex-girlfriend, you're right. The card song about my wife. I don't want to do all the sad songs. Come on. Susie said hi. Hello, back to Susie. I sure miss all you folks at the at Outlaws. I'll do a poker song for you guys. I sent Susie a picture to her cell phone, by the way, that I found on mine. So, Susie, you're welcome to text me back someday. You know, I don't bite. All right, back to work. I really am trying to keep it to funny songs today, folks. So. Here's one from Woody Guthrie, and this one is sad because it's true. My name is Tom Cranker, and I am a jolly banker. I am a jolly banker am I. I safeguard the farmers and the widows and the orphans, singing I am a jolly banker am I. When dust storms are sailing and crops they are failing, I'm a jolly banker am I. I'll check on your shortage and bring down your mortgage, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. When money you're needing, 'cause mouths you are feeding, I'm a jolly banker am I. I'll plaster your home with a furniture loan, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. If you show me you need it, I'll let you have credit. I'm a jolly banker am I. Just bring me back two for each one that I lend you, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. When your car you're losing and sadly you're cruising, I'm a jolly banker am I. I'll come in for clothes, get your car and your clothes, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. When the bugs get your cotton and times they are rotten, I'm a jolly banker am I. I'll come down to help you, I'll rake you and scalp you, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. When the landlords abuse you and sadly misuse you, I'm a jolly banker am I. I'll send down the police chief to keep you from mischief. That's right, Big Brother is working for you, and he works for the banks. Singing I'm a jolly banker am I. All together, oh, my name is Tom Cranker, and I am a jolly banker. I'm a jolly banker am I. I safeguard the farmers and the widows and the orphans, singing I'm a jolly banker am I. Singing I am a jolly banker am I. I'm too big to fail, jolly banker am I. That's right, folks, he's too big to fail and you are too small to save. Bear that in mind. All right, I see that my friends Nikki and Susie are watching, and possibly some of my other friends from Outlaws, where I used to spend way too much of my time and money playing poker. I won't say that I wasted too much of my time there because I made good friends. Gosh, the Ronas, John, and the owners, John and Neil, and Dora, always very kind to me. Dan and Danny, and the dealers, Susie and Leo, and all just nice folks. Even the bankers, because they don't really work for banks. Anyway, what is Reggie? Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. I'm glad you like the music. Trim the beard. Oh, okay, yes. Trim it, but don't shave it. The question is, do I trim this? I know I will trim it. Should I just take the whole thing off and start again? That's the question. Raggle Taggle! My banker just started 4 hours ago. Thanks for the celebration song. Oops, I did not wait until the 3, 4, and 5th verse. Oh, it's all right. Raggle Taggle, man, it's great to see you guys. Mike and Sharon. Wow. Mighty fine traditional folk music in San Diego. All right, Nikki and Susie, this one is for you and for my poker playing friends. I am a roving gambler. I rambled all around. Wherever I meet with a deck of cards, lay my money down. Lay my money down. Lay my money down. I've gambled up in Washington, gambled down in Spain, heading back to Tennessee to gamble my last game. Gamble my last game, gamble my last game. I had not been in Washington many more weeks than 3. Well, I fell in love with a pretty little girl. She fell in love with me. Fell in love with me. Fell in love with me. She took me down to Outlaws and cooled me with a fan. She whispered low in her mother's ear, "That loving is getting bad. I love that gambling man. Love that gambling man. Love that gambling man." Oh, bother, oh, dear mother, I'll tell you if I can. If you ever see me coming back, I'll be with a gambling man. Be with a gambling man. Be with a gambling man. Oh, daughter, oh, dear daughter, how can you treat me so? To leave your dear old mother with the gambler go. With the gambler go. With the gambler go. I left her in Frisco, I ended up in Spain. There I met a gambling man, we got in a poker game. Got in a poker game, got in a poker game. We put our money in the pot and dealt the cards around. He went all in on a 7-deuce offsuit, so I shot the gambler down. Shot the gambler down, shot the gambler down. Now here I am in prison with a number 4 my name. Warden said as he slammed the door, "Gamble your last game. Gambled your last game. Gambled your last game." I need Zoom, huh? Oh. Post pictures of ourselves watching so I can see my audience. I'd like that. Maybe I will check out this and keep growing it. Luke, thank you. I'll look into Zoom. Zoom is getting hacked. Okay, maybe shave off my mustache the day after 9/11. I should shave with the pandemic. Shave a little bit after each performance. I don't know. I'll think about it. As Mr. Spock said, I shall consider it. All right, back to work. Back to work. Make sure that you send me any requests that you got, requested dedications, or questions about technique, about the banjo. Because I got to think about another funny song to do right now, another novelty number, and I got one just that quickly. Somewhere in the Black Mountain Hills of Dakota, there lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. One day his woman ran off with another guy. Hit young Rocky in the eye. Rocky didn't like that, said, "I'm going to get that boy." So one day he wandered into town and booked himself a room in the local saloon. Rocky Raccoon checked into his room, only to find Gideon's Bible Well, Rocky had come, equipped with a gun, to shoot off the legs of his rival. His rival, it seems, had broken his dreams by stealing the girl of his fancy. Her name was McGill, and she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Now she and her man, who called himself BanjerDan's, were in the next room at the hoedown. Rocky burst in and grinning a grin. He said, "Danny boy, this is a showdown." But Daniel was hot. He drew first and shot, and Rocky collapsed in the corner. Yeah, yeah. Doctor came in, stinking of gin, proceeded to lie on the table. He said, "Rocky, you met your match." Rocky said, "Doc, this is only a scratch. I'll be better, Doc, soon as I am able." Then Rocky Raccoon fell back in his room, only to find the book of Stone Age fables, Bronze Age, excuse me. Gideon checked out, and he left it, no doubt, to help with good Rocky's revival, yeah. There's the story of Rocky Raccoon. There we go. Rocky Raccoon, sorry I had to scratch. Can you forgive me? Herbert the rabbit, he lived at the pond. He ate from the garden of old Farmer Brown. Lettuce and carrots were his favorite foods, and Farmer Brown's garden had lots to be found. But the farmer's wife, Hilda, doesn't like pests. She put a poison in her cabbage beds. Herbert, he ate it, and he died there one night, convulsing in the pale moonlight. He was was some mother's rabbit, he was some mother's hare, and some mother loved him and some then somewhere. But he ate from the garden of old Farmer Brown, and the old farmer's wife put him down. Well, Bertha the crow, she lived in a tree. High in the branches, she raised her family. Corn was her pleasure, both yellow and sweet, and Farmer Brown's garden was the best place to eat. But the farmer's wife, Hilda, doesn't like crows. She put a poison out in her corn rows. Bertha, she flew out one bright sunny morn and never flew home anymore. She was some mother's birdie, she was some mother's crow, and some mother loved her in some nest I know. But she ate from the garden of old Farmer Brown. Old farmer's wife put her down. Well, the story's a sad one, and it went on all year. After Herbert and Bertha went Bambi the deer, and Billy the beetle, and Millhouse the rat, all died from the poisons that Hilda put out. But in the fall came the harvest. She canned everything. She ate it all winter and died in the spring. The chemical cycle from her pantry shelf. Seems that she poisoned herself. She was some mother's daughter, she was some mother's girl, and some mother loved her in this whole crazy world. But she ate from the garden of old Farmer Brown. Seems that she put herself down. Woo! There we go, friends. Herbert the Rabbit by Glenn Lawson. And yes, I did just scratch my nose. Sue me. I'll wash my hands. I promise my filthy fingertips will get all washed off and be nice and clean before I head out again. Be prepared, that's the Boy Scouts marching song. Be prepared, as through life you march along. Be prepared to hold your liquor pretty well. Don't write naughty words on walls if you can't spell. Be prepared to hide that pack of cigarettes. Don't make book if you cannot cover bets. Keep those reefers hidden where you're sure that they will not be found. Be careful not to smoke them when the scoutmaster's around, for he only will insist that they be shared. Be prepared. Be prepared, that's the Boy Scouts Southern Creed. Be prepared, and be clean in word and deed. Don't solicit for your sister, that's not nice, unless you get a good percentage of her price. Be prepared and be careful not to do your good deeds when there's no one watching you. If you're looking for adventure of a new and different kind, you come upon a Girl Scout who's similarly inclined. Don't be nervous, don't be flustered, don't be scared. Be prepared. There's a song by Tom Lehrer, folks. Be prepared. I'm sure it meant the same thing in 1960 that it does now. Cheers. It's coffee. I save the hard stuff for when I'm done. The hard stuff being cannabis, of course. Which reminds me of a song by Tom Petty. This is an enlightening little ditty. Most folks don't know that Tom Petty wrote any funny songs. I sure didn't, but this one is pretty good. This is for any of all y'all who survived the 70s and 80s the way I did. It's called Girl on LSD. I was in love with a girl on marijuana. She said if I'm not stoned, I don't wanna. But she gets so paranoid that her place I would avoid. I was in love with a girl on marijuana. I was in love with a girl on cocaine. She had everything going but a brain. We'd sit and talk for hours, but in the morning things went sour. I was in love with a girl on cocaine. I was in love with a girl on LSD. You know, she'd see things I'll never see. She broadened her perspective, but then I got more selective. I was in love with a girl on LSD. Through ecstasy, crystal meth, and glue, I found no drug compares to you. All these pills, all this weed, I don't know just what I need. I was in love with a girl who drank beer, till bad breath and all she disappeared. She was blowing up real bad, but when she left I was still sad. I was in love with a girl who drank beer. I was in love with a girl on China White. We were married for a year one night, but her memory still lingers 'cause I burned all my fingers. And shame on you if you know what that means. I was in love with a girl in China White. I was in love with a girl who drank coffee. There were times that I could not keep her off me. You know, that caffeine got her going, but her ugly side was showing. I was in love with a girl who drank coffee. Through ecstasy, crystal meth, and glue, I found no drug compares to you. All these pills, all this weed, I don't know just what I need. Well, folks, about 8 years ago, I moved to San Luis Obispo County, home of Paso Robles, wine country. So I had the gall, the temerity, the audaciousness, the unmitigated something to add my own verse to a Tom Petty song, and I hope you like it. I was in love with a girl who drank wine. She'd go from 0 to naked in no time. But each bottle cost so much that I kind of just lost touch. I was in love with a girl who drank wine. I was in love with a girl who was a dealer. I was afraid that someone was gonna steal her. We'd never ever fight, but her phone rang day and night. I was in love with a girl who was a dealer. And would you know it, friends? Big boys popped her one day. That was a better ending. Girl on LSD by Tom Petty. All right. Anything new? Excellent. Thank you, Mary. I'm glad you liked it. MJ Gillette says, I was in love with a guy who ate sugar. I was in love with a girl who ate sugar. One day I caught her feasting on a booger. Ew. And that's when I traded her for a hooker. Ah, there we go. All right, I'm getting silly now. Do I know any other funny songs? I know I must. This one is going to go out to Mike and Sharon from Raggle Taggle. This is one that I learned from the Jack Straws back in San Diego. I was a cook, she was the waitress, down at Salty Sam's Seafood Cafe. And somewhere twixt the clam bake and that seaweed salad, some little shrimp just lured her away. Oh, I lobster, but I never flounder. She wrapped her line around him and they drove off in his cart. I lobster, but I never flounder. High octopus is facing, but eel only break her heart. I know, folks, it's rather deep to fathom. I said, just squid and leave me for that piano tuna. If you want a trout, something new. She was the bass I ever had. Now my life, it has no porpoise. Oh my God, I love her. Yes, I do. Oh, I lobster, but I never flounder. She wrapped her line around him and they drove off in his cart. I lobster, but never flounder. I octopus is facing, but he'll only break her heart. You know, folks, I swordfish, she'd come back to me. That way I could show her a whale of a time. You know, I've kelped her picture in my walleyes just for the halibut. I think she might still keep minding her perch. Yes, I did say perch. You're not losing your herring. If you were, you could call the ship sturgeon about it. I know you could use a sturgeon because I'm giving you a haddock, making you feel real crappie. I know you wish I'd just clam up. If you have a hard time understanding one of these jokes, friends, I'll just give you a minute to mull it over. Because remember, I might be skating on thin ice, but there's a ray of truth in what I'm saying. By the way, the car he was driving, first I thought it was a Stingray. Turned out to be a Barracuda. And I could tell because it had fins to the left and fins to the right. That was a Jimmy's Seafood Buffet joke. That's right, if she ever came back, I'd just have to oyster overboard. It would be a mackerel. I'm in a state of shock about the whole thing. Someone needs to call Vince Gill for me. Hopefully he'll work for scale. Anyway, before y'all call the carps on me, I think it's time that I bass squid the seahorse in the round. Oh, I lobster, but I never flounder. She wrapped her line around him and they drove off in his cart. I lobster, but I never flounder. My octopus is facing, but he'll only break her heart. Well, frankly, scallop, I don't give a clam. Friends, I will admit that being cooped up does make me a little stir crazy. I get to make some phone calls now and then. I have physical therapy, which gets me out of the RV, and I can take a walk. I live in the country. There's a little coffee shop down the road where I can pick up a burrito and a little coffee and have some interaction with other human beings. And yesterday I went to Atascadero Lake and took a walk around the lake. So these are tough times, friends, and I will admit that we are so animals. Not just that, we are primates and we're great apes. So we depend a lot upon our touch and upon what we would now call grooming behaviors, having someone kind of rub you, or back in the old days would have been checking you for fleas, which another week in this RV you can check me for fleas. But the point is that in addition to not grooming ourselves, touching ourselves, it's very hard to be just alone without even being able to look someone in the eye, not to mention all the other intimate things that you can do with another person. So those of you who are also alone, the way I am, don't neglect your need to see and talk to and visit with other people, even if it's only by Skype or on phone or something. Make sure that you connect and you talk to some people, okay? And maybe get out to where there are some other folks, like taking a walk around the lake, where you don't have to get too close to people to at least say hello, how you doing, get a smile and a nod. Sometimes that's, better than nothing, right? I'm going to move back to my Facebook screen and see what's going on there. I hope that you folks are still enjoying it. Rob has sent me a message. Let's see, I'm going to close that so I can see what's going on here. Linda, hello, Linda. Invisible Pig, I don't remember it, Mary. Millie, late on the feed, but thanks for the Tom Lehrer. Posting pictures in the park. Yep. Well, good. I'm glad you all liked it. Linda, since you're watching, I'm hoping that Mark will be watching as well, because I will do this one for him, another Tom Lehrer song, because we are in uncertain times and people can be a little bit, Mark's here. Hi, Mark. So the time's a little uncertain and folks are debating how worried we should be at these times, but there's always been something to worry about. And when this song was written, it was the Cold War. But Tom Lehrer observed that when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. You got to look for the silver lining in the cloud. Always look on the bright side of life. Right? So with that in mind, just bear in mind that things could always be worse, right? So here's the brighter side of it, okay? When you attend a funeral, it is sad to think that sooner or later those you love will do the same for you. And you may have thought it tragic, not to mention other adjectives, to think of all the weeping they will do. But don't you worry. No more ashes, no more sackcloth, and an armband made of black cloth will someday never more adorn a sleeve. For if the bomb that drops on you Get your friends and neighbors too. There'll be nobody left behind to grieve. And we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know. Universal bereavement, an inspiring achievement. We all will go together when we go. We will all go together when we go. All suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when they go. And we will all burn together when we burn. There'll be no need to stand and wait your turn. When it's time for the fallout and St. Peter calls us all out, we'll just drop all our agendas and adjourn. Down by the old maelstrom, there'll be a storm before the calm. And we will all fry together when we fry. We'll be French fried potatoes by and by. There will be no more misery when this world is our rotisserie. We all will fry together when we fry. And we will all bake together when we bake. There'll be nobody present at the wake. With complete participation in that grand incineration, nearly 8 billion humps of well-done steak. And we will all char together when we char. And let there be no moaning from the bar. Just sing out a TTM when you see that ICBM, and the party will become as you are. You will all go directly to your respective Valhallas. Go directly. Do not pass go. Do not collect. $200. And we will all go together when we go. Every Hottentot and every Eskimo. When the air becomes Uranus, we will all go simultaneous. We all will go together. When we all go together, we all will go together when we go. There you go, friends. We will all go together when we go the lighter side of nuclear annihilation. And I guess we're all staying at home now so that we don't all go together, so that we get to the emergency rooms in manageable numbers. I guess that's the idea of flattening the curve. Well, I'm a man with a heart of gold and the ways of a gentleman, so I'm told. Kind of feller who would never even harm a flea. But if me and a certain character ever met, a fella who invented the cigarette, I'd murder that son of a gun in the first degree. And even if I don't smoke myself, I don't reckon they're going to hinder my health. I've been smoking all my life and I ain't dead yet. But nicotine slaves are all the same. At a petting party or poker game, everything stops while they have a cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait, you just gotta have another cigarette. gave him a chance the other night. Old Lady Fortune, she was treating me right. Then kings and queens, they kept on coming around. I bet him low and I bet him high. My bluff didn't work on one certain guy. He kept on betting and laying that money down. He'd raise me, I'd raise him. I sweat blood, got to sink or swim. He finally called and didn't raise my bet. I said, Ace is full mud. How about you? He said, I'll tell you just a minute or two. Right now, I got to smoke me a little clove cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hates to make him wait. You just gotta have another cigarette. Well, the other night I had a date with the cutest little gal in the lower 48. She was a high-class Paso Robles kind of dame. She said she'd love me to see to me. Things were going just like they ought to be. So hand in hand, we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was oh so far from a chunk of ice. Our petting party was going real nice, and so help me Lord, I'd like to be there again. I gave her a hug and a little squeeze. She said, Dad, you have to excuse me, please. Right now I gotta smoke a native spirit cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hates to make him wait. You just gotta have another cigarette. Well, life ain't nothing but a poker game. There are no two hands exactly the same. I've never met a winner yet who wouldn't bet. So if any of you are fixing to quit, I'm not going to criticize that one little bit. I'm just going to head over to my desk there and roll me one of them little funny cigarettes. Sorry, friends, flashback. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate, you hate to make him wait. You just gotta have another cigarette. You just gotta have another cigarette. Gotta have another cigarette. Woo! Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Folks, it's getting very near. I've been up here an hour and a half, and that means that it's incumbent upon me to remind you that a few weeks ago, like many Americans, I lost my only source of income, which was playing gigs, and now I'm dependent upon you. So if you enjoy the PayPal and you use the PayPal and you would like to send me a tip, please find me under my email address, which is dan@banjerdan.net, BANJERDAN, not G. That would be BangerDan, and I can't bang her if I haven't even met her, right? So it's BanjerDan.net, not .com. And then here it is in case you got one of those screwy cameras that turns it around. And on Venmo, I am at Dan-Mazer-1. Venmo at Dan-Mazer-1. End of commercial. That's my way of covering my tracks while I try to decide what song to do next. I had one right here in the tip of my brain. Back to Tom Lehrer, friends. Here's one for any of you who have been to Burning Man. If my buddy Robin Pender is watching, he told me some great stories while there. I ache for the touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your whips, dear. You can raise welts like nobody else as we dance to the masochism tango. Let our love be a flame, not an ember. Say it's me that you want to dismember. Blacken my eye, set fire to my tie as we dance to the masochism tango. At your command, before you here I stand. My heart is in my hand. Ugh. It's here I'll always be. My heart entreats those savage beats. Then go put on your cleats and come and trample me. Take your cigarette from its holder and burn your initials in my shoulder. Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the masochism tango. You caught my nose in your left castanet, love. I can feel the pain yet, love. Every time I hear drums, and I envy the rose that you held in your teeth, love, with the thorns underneath, love, sticking into your gums. Your heart is hard as stone or mahogany. That's why I'm in such exquisite agony. My soul is on fire. It's a flame of desire, which is why I perspire when we tango. Bash in my brain and make me scream with pain. Then kick me once again and say we'll never part. I know too well I'm underneath your spell. So darling, if you smell something burning, it's my heart. Excuse me. Your eyes cast a spell that bewitches. The last time I needed 20 stitches to sew up the gash you made with your lash as we dance to the masochism tango. The masochism tango. Hello, David Whitaker. How you doing? Delfest is probably canceled. I can't read the message right now because I'm on the YouTube screen. Oh, somebody, oops. Flopsy, the dead man, was a dear departed soul, with a torn windpipe and a rotten nose, and his eyes were sunken holes. Flopsy, the dead man, was a scary tale, they say. He had gone to hell, but the ghoulies tell how he came to life one day. There must have been some maggots in those crusty pants he wore, For when he shook his bony legs, they would fall out on the floor. Poor Flopsy, the dead man, was alive as he could be. And the zombies say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Flopsy, the dead man, the sun was hot that day. So he said, let's run and we'll have some fun now before I rot away. Down to the village with the buzzards circling low. He ran here and there all around the square and he tossed each one a toe. He led them down the streets of town right to the mausoleum. And they only paused a moment when they heard an awful scream. For Flopsy, the dead man, was the scavenger's buffet. But he waved defiance and said, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Sluffity, sluff, sluff, sluffity, sluff, sluff, that's how Flopsy goes. Sluffity, sluff, sluff, sluffity, sluff, sluff, watch him decompose. He waved defiance and said, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. There's a song that Mary and I wrote together with a little bit of help from whoever wrote the original song, Frosty the Snowman. Well, folks, I'm getting very near 2 hours, and although I can keep going for longer than that, I begin to feel a little worn out after 2 hours, and unless there's a big upswell of people on the Facebook comments and the YouTube comments saying, please, please play more, we'll throw you more money. Barring that, I will just play a few more songs and then call it an evening and say thank you once again. Thank you very much for all the help that you've shown me, not just over the last month while I've been cooped in my RV, but over the past 40 years that I've been a banjo player. I want to acknowledge the great John Prine, who's lying sick in the hospital right now with COVID. Probably going to get better. But back in the day, like in high school, and anyone who knew me then knows that we didn't call it high school for nothing. Anyway, my favorite singer back then, my good friend, was Bob Hummer, and he used to sing this song by John Prine, and I learned it from him. So this goes out to you, Bob and Annie, and also to John Prine and everyone who loves John Prine and loves his music. Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My hair is falling out and my rights are all wrong. My friends, they all tell me I'm no friend at all. Won't you write me a letter? Won't you give me a call? Sign, unhappy. Unhappy, you have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me and my kids are all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd wish I was dead. Signed, bewildered. Bewildered, you have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, you won't believe this, but my stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend, she tells me it's all in my head, but my stomach tells me to write you instead. Sigh. Noisemaker. Noisemaker, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Sigh. Dear Abby. But I almost forgot the last verse. I did forget the last verse till I was on the last chorus. So I'm going to do the last verse now. Dear Abby, well, I never thought that me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were in the backseat just a shooting the breeze, with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Sigh. Just married, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Sigh. Dear Abby. Thank you, John Prine, for all the wonderful, funny and sad songs and just amazing songs you've given us over the years. All right, folks, on the YouTube and on the Facebook comments, let me know if there's a request, if there's a song you want me to do before I close out in the next 15 minutes or so. Let me know if I should just trim the beard or if I should shave the beard and start again. Let me know those two things. I'll be back on Sunday to play some more music for you every Sunday and Wednesday until they let me out of here or until I lose my mind or one or the other. I'm now checking out the YouTube page. What's it say here? Yay, hi, Mary. Okay. Yes, indeed. I see that there are 5 people here on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let's see. There once was a farmer who took a young miss in back of the barn where he gave her a lecture on horses and chickens and eggs and told her that she had such beautiful manners that suited the girl of his charms, a girl that he'd like for to take in his washing and ironing, and then if she did, they could get married and raise lots of sweet violets, sweeter than all the roses, covered all over from head to toe, covered all over with sweet violets. The girl told the farmer that he'd better stop, and she called her father, and he called a taxi, which got there before very long, because someone was doing his little girl right for a change, and so that's why he said, if you marry her, son, you're better off single, because it's always been my belief Marriage will bring a man nothing but sweet violets, sweeter than all the roses, covered all over from head to toe, covered all over with sweet violets. The farmer decided to wed anyway and started planning for his wedding suit, which he purchased for only $1. And he found out he was just out of money, and so he was left in the lurch, standing and waiting in front of the end of the story. That just goes to show all a girl wants from a man is his sweet violets, sweeter than all the roses, covered all over from head to toe, covered all over with sweet violets. Well, I really want to thank you for hanging out with me. Those of you who have been to my page before and watched a few shows, this was BanjerDan number 4. Number 5 will be on Sunday. I can't wait to get out in front of you all and see your smiling faces when I'm playing. See you weep when I do a sad song, I hope. Just be able to see you again. That really would mean a lot. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. You ever notice that when you're in the middle of a pandemic and you're being told not to touch your face, how all of a sudden your beard and your upper lip itch like constantly? So I want to do a couple on the banjo for you to close out, and this is another novelty song that I learned from Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs and all the Foggy Mountain Boys. The key to this one is that you need a really big breath because you have to get the whole chorus out in one breath. This is called Hot Corn, Cold Corn. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare thee well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Upstairs, downstairs, out in the kitchen. Upstairs, downstairs, out in the kitchen. Upstairs, downstairs, out in the kitchen. See Uncle Bill just a rearing and a pitching. Yes, sir. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare thee well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Hold that Peggy, won't you fill him up again? Hold that Peggy, won't you fill him up again? Hold that Peggy, won't you fill him up again? Ain't had a drink since you don't know when. Yes, sir. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare thee well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. preacher and the children are crying. Down comes the preacher and the children are crying. Down comes the preacher and the children are crying. Chickens all are running and the toenails are flying. Yes, sir. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare the well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Take a deep breath and sing along with me. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare the well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along an Amy John. Fare the well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Woo! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that just about does it for the BanjerDan's show. I sure hope that you will come back and see me on Sunday. I sure hope that you will contribute to my PayPal and or Venmo. I don't really care, either one or both or neither, actually, because if you're here listening to me, I mean, that's pretty much all I could ask, right? This is not a novelty song, but it sure has come to mean a lot to me over the last several years. Those of you who know me know this song and know how wonderful Tim O'Brien is. So hats off to the incredible Tim O'Brien for writing this song that means so much to me. This is called Less and Less. I try to travel around with less and less. I've tried them all, and the simple way is the way that's best. I save a lot of time not having to choose what color shirt to wear, which pair of shoes. Don't need a guitar to sing my song. Wherever I land, I'll always get along. I mean, up and down the road a time or two, I guess. Now I try to travel around with less and less. I had a woman once, she was not my wife. I took a long detour on that road of life. I carried that weight, it nearly broke my back. I almost lost the ones I loved, getting back on track. I wasted lots of time and I still feel the pain. Made a vow that I won't go through that again. I've been up and down the road a time or two, I guess. Now I try to travel around with less and less. Coffee in the morning, little bit of wine at night. A meal somewhere in the middle, I think I'll be alright. I've got my pride, I've got a smile to greet the day. I've got a friend or two to help me through when I lose my way. Thank you, friends. Don't need a guitar to sing my song. Wherever I land, I know I'll get along. I've been up and down the road a time or two, I guess. Now I try to travel around with less and less. I've been up and down the road a time or two, I guess. And now it's time to travel around with less and less. Less and Less by Tim O'Brien. Thank you for hanging out with me, friends. I got one more in me. Those of you who know me have heard this song before. I want to thank Steve Key for playing it earlier today and for giving me a whole new way to play the song, a new arrangement of it that suits Steve very well. I think I'm going to keep doing it the way I wrote it, the way I like it. I'm just thrilled that anyone likes my song well enough to want to play it and even come up with a new arrangement, a new melody. I think that's just awesome. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank all y'all for listening to me on YouTube and Facebook. Hopefully I can figure out how to save this. Hopefully you will be back on Sunday. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, your friends' friends, your neighbors' neighbors. So let's wrap this up with a little bit of fatalistic Buddhism, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of Buddhism. Wow, banjos rock! Well, the longer you live, the more people you're gonna see die. And the longer you live, the more tears you're gonna cry. Well, the longer you live, the more you're gonna feel sorrow and pain. So you might as well accept it, or else it just might drive you insane. Well, the longer you live, the more people gonna break your heart. And the longer you live, the more your body and your mind fall apart. Well, the longer you live, the more likely that you're gonna get hurt. And the longer you live, that's just the sooner you'll be under the dirt. Well, the longer you live, the more you see how they've rigged the game. And the longer you live, you see it always turns out the same. Well, the longer you live, the more you're tempted to give up and give in. But you're better off deciding to fight until the bitter end. You know why? Because the longer you live, the more babies you're gonna see born. And the longer you live, another sunrise and beautiful morn. Another night to gaze and wonder at the heavens above. And the longer you live, the more chances that you have to make love. Oh, yeah. Oh, all right, friends, that does it for the BanjerDan's show. I'm going to repeat the first verse, and I need you to shout the last couple of words of every line back at me. And when I get bored about going insane, please give me some insane laughter, okay? Okay? Okay. Okay. Let's do tears, you're gonna cry, gonna cry. But the longer you live, the more you're gonna feel sorrow and pain. So you might as well accept it, or else it just might drive you insane. Yeah, you might as well accept it, or else it just might drive you insane. Yeah, you might as well accept it, or else it just might drive you insane. Wow, banjos rock! Thank you, friends. Good night. Be safe. If you're with someone you love, give them a hug, okay? Bye-bye now.